Well, basically, it didn't happen in Canada, right? So we're kind of limited as Canadians as to what we can accomplish. But it would still be nice to overturn all the laws that have been passed, draconian laws in my view, since 9/11, if we can in fact prove that 9/11 was a false flag attack and it was not carried out by bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. But we're working in support of the American groups as well. It's really the Americans that need to do most of the work here. But I would hope that the Americans involved would try the perpetrators for treason like anybody else would be tried for treason, and they would be given the punishment they deserve.
That would be returning to a state of lawfulness.
Hope so, yeah.
And just for people who aren't clear on terms, the term of false flag attack, that comes from, the notion is when an aggressive power wants to trigger a war with another country, they'll take one of their ships, let's say the United States, in trying to start the war, the Spanish-American War, would take an American ship and put a Spanish or Cuban flag on it and then attack one of their own ships. And then that would be the false flag attack, claiming that they've been attacked. And Hitler used the same trick with the Reichstag fire. Yeah. And to trigger the invasion of Poland, he got some Polish criminals that were in German jails and put Polish army uniforms on them and put them at the border and shot them and claimed that that was the invasion. Yeah. So it's when you
it's very simply it's when you attack yourself and then you blame it on the group that you want to go after.
Right.
So in this case it was the Arabs, the Middle East.
Very common ploy throughout history, and even the Gulf of Tonkin incident was admitted by the Secretary of State McNamara that was a false flag attack.
Unfortunately, only after 50,000 American troops and 2 million Vietnamese were killed, but it eventually came out that it was all based on a lie, just like 9/11.
No, the clever tactics. That's why I think that if we were taught these things, I was shocked when I learned about 9/11 and the history behind 9/11, all the false flag operations throughout history. That, my God, why was I never taught this in school? And I think that if most of us knew this from day one, the elite or whoever runs our societies would not be able to fool us as quickly as they have with 9/11. A good example, if people want to do the research on false flag, is a book by Professor Daniel Gans, a professor of security studies in Switzerland. The book's called NATO's Secret Armies. I can't recall the other part of it, but excellent book. And there's also a great documentary from the BBC, which I purchased and posted onto the internet. It's called Gladio Foot Soldiers. And there's also a former right-wing militant terrorist who admitted, Vincenzo Vinciguerra. He mentions how, because I was involved in I can't call it a bombing attack, but some market bombing attack where you killed a police officer. And he says, my job was basically to kill innocent people, women, children, and to demand security from the state. He goes, I want this to come out, but the state will never prosecute itself.
So this is Gladio is a group in Europe.
Gladio it was called Operation Gladio. It's now fully admitted it was done by NATO during the Cold War, and it was the same idea. They would do attacks within Western European countries and then blame it on communist brigades in order to keep it was called the strategy of tension, in order to keep tensions high within a country and to keep anger directed against the communists.
Whoa. And there's no doubt about Operation Gladio. It's all documented and proven.
Yeah, it's all come out now in declassified documents, So false flag terrorism, it's a historical fact.
Right. Well, thank you so much for bringing it to our attention. For those that want to participate in the rally, what are the details?
Well, Friday we'll be at Phillips Square across from the Bay on St. Catharines, starting at noon. We'll be going till about 7 o'clock. Saturday, I don't know what time we start at.
Saturday, I think we mentioned 3 o'clock. We'll meet at Lord Nelson Monument. That's on Notre Dame, and it's right near Champ de Mars metro station. So we'll meet there at 3 o'clock, and from there, probably an hour later, we'll march to the Palais de Congrès.
Yeah, there's a big anti-vaccination what do you want to call it? Conference at the Palais de Congrès. So we'll be standing out there talking with people. And then Sunday we will be at the Tam Tams, Mount Royal, starting at 2 o'clock.
I think I posted at the 1 o'clock. We'll be there at 1 o'clock, the Tam Tam there.
All right.
Right where the big monument is on.
So it's a weekend for 9/11 Truth here in Montreal.
Okay, you did mention the swine flu. Can you, in 30 seconds, could you give us your position on what you think is going on with that?
Swine flu itself, I don't know, but I would recommend everyone to do their research on the vaccine if they're considering getting the vaccine, to get a published list of the ingredients in the vaccine and then do their own research on the internet of all those different ingredients, because the risks of vaccines are the additives that they put in the vaccines, additives like mercury and aluminum, which are used to preserve the vaccine. But of course, mercury and aluminum are highly toxic for humans, so they should do their own research about the ingredients. And they can find more information at our website, mtl911truth.org.
Well, our people could also look into CBS. For God's sake, CBS did an interview in 1979. It's also, I believe, on the internet where what's the guy's name again? Mike, the guy from CBS 60 Minutes, where he mentions, for example, a great documentary, how many people in 1979 there was the swine flu. Mike Wallace. There was another swine flu scare, and how many Americans? I think 46 million Americans were inoculated, and several of them fell ill.
Right.
And people were very annoyed with the government. Some eventually recovered too, but some had very severe neurological disorders afterwards.
And they just did a study in the UK where over half of the health workers in the UK are not going to be getting the vaccine because of the risks involved.
They don't trust it. Well, thanks so much for bringing these issues to our attention, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
At your rally.